हेलो वेलकम बैक टू सीरियस स्पोर्ट्स। आज हमारे घर आए हैं ईशान, फुटबॉल कोच, लिवरपूल सपोर्टर एंड माय स्पिरिचुअल फ्रेंड। थैंक यू ईशान फॉर टेकिंग आउट द टाइम।
Thank you for having me.
थोड़ा टैक्टिकली ज़्यादा बात करेंगे, मतलब अंडरस्टैंड करने की कोशिश करेंगे, बिकॉज विद योर कोचिंग एक्सपीरियंस वेयर आर वी गोइंग रॉन्ग, हाउ कैन व्हाट कैन वी
Hmm.
इम्प्रूव ऑन। बट सबसे पहले वी विल टॉक अबाउट जोटा's injury which spoiled everybody's evening. Something that we were not expecting completely, and it just took us all off guard. Your reactions, Ishan, on that, and what are your views on Jota?
So I think I have been saying this to everybody that, if there was one player which we needed the most in the past 1 month, it was Jota. Because, like, I think there was this chart of our conversion rate going around on Twitter, which had like Diaz at 8%, Nunes at 10%. I think Gakpo was at somewhere about 12 or 13%, and then Salah at 18. And Jota was at 24. Okay. So that's like the number of shots you take and the number of goals you score. The percentage is calculated like that. But what's very interesting is that Salah has that 18% with like 100 plus shots, right? But I think Jota had it with like 50 shots or something. So that just goes on to show how clinical he is. He can like really, he knows where the back of the net is, simply put. Okay. And when you're playing in a team where you create a lot of chances, you tend to like you need a player who that can just finish the game off. And especially when you're playing against low blocks, where sometimes you might get only one chance. एक मैच में पूरा
Yeah.
एक चांस मिलेगा and आपको बस उसी एक चांस में बस स्कोर करना है. And like this season, Salah isn't giving that kind of confidence. You don't have that confidence in Salah that he'll score for sure. And same with Nunes and Diaz. Okay, I mean, not gonna deny Diaz has scored some important goals for us this season as well, but overall, not that much. So yeah, we have missed Jota big time, and it showed in the last game. Like he had this one snapshot, he scored,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
such a brilliant finish, right?
yeah. While you're talking about this, I'm on the quickly share this injuries ka uska tab. Please go
Yes, yes,
ahead.
yes. So, uh, my point is this, okay? Like, what is Liverpool's medical department up to?
True.
Like, guys, I mean, please, matlab, this can't happen. Like Allison being out for so long, it's and like a recurring injury happening again and again and again. That's not cool. And then you also have other small injuries happening to players. Like look at Konate, he's in and out all the time.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Okay.
no clear clarity also on Konate. And Jota also, like, see the number of games he's missed this season. He's missed four
Yeah.
in the Europa.
Yeah.
He's missed 11 in the Premier League.
Premier League,
Plus
yeah.
the one he missed because of the indirect card suspension.
Cards accept,
Um,
yeah.
then two
Two
in
in
the
FA
FA Cup
Cup
and two in the
and two in the EFL.
yeah. So interesting, right?
Yeah, I mean, see, that's and the worst thing is that if these injuries would have been at the start of the season, it would have still been kind of okay, you know. But these injuries are at a time when goals chahiye, when you need those results, because if you're not going to get those results, you know, that title push kind of becomes weak. Or jo
Yeah,
ho gaya, you know.
yeah. Do you still
And
think we are in the race? I personally, I made peace with the fact that we are not in the race, and life feels so much better now.
so see, for me, it's very simple. Till the time mathematically it's possible, I'll be optimistic about it. I'll be real about it, but I'll still be optimistic about it. That something may happen. I
Makes
know
sense.
that, I mean, I know that, Liverpool is up against City, and once City goes rolling, it's impossible to stop them. I know that. But for some reason, this season, City are looking shaky at times. So there's just 1% of, that optimism which is there, which is kind of telling me that, okay, something might happen. Maybe Tottenham takes out a result. Maybe some other team grinds out a result somehow.
Mm.
So it's just one of those things. Like, a couple of seasons back, I remember Norwich had beaten Man City as well. And I mean, that was still in the start of the season, but still, like, it's a big win
Yeah.
for a team like that.
Yeah, even their players look tired right now. Like, like there is something,
Oh
even,
yeah,
like has been complaining about things. So, yes,
yeah,
there are issues City also this
yeah,
season.
yeah, yeah. एंड प्लस
Yeah.
आप एक और चीज देखो ना, उनका भी केडी भी इतने टाइम तक इंजर्ड था, ठीक है। एंड अगर आप देखोगे कि पेप ने उतनी ज्यादा रोटेशन नहीं करी अपने मिडफील्ड में स्पेशली, ठीक
Hi, Amar.
है।
Just quickly, hi, Utkarsh, hi, Amarjeet, hi, Manshu, hi, hi.
हिमांशु है।
Yes, Eshan, you say.
So I mean, see, that's the thing. Like, you just want that during this time of the season, just one result goes your way. And I see that, now City is so highly dependent upon Rodri for so much. Like, agar aap dekhoge, like when they play out from the back, their first option is to find Rodri. And then the second option is that, they find somebody else. Then, when Rodri gets the ball, then his next job is to drive the ball up and find De Bruyne. But everybody kind of marks De Bruyne so tightly that Pep has kind of made Rodri into this pseudo creator of sorts now. And वो कितने गोल मार रहा है इस सीजन, लाइक फॉर अ डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर इतने सारे गोल्स, इतने सारे बैंगर्स मारे जा रहे हैं, सो इट्स he's kind of made Rodri into this insane defensive midfielder. And I mean, I don't even know whether defensive midfielder is the right word for him anymore. But yeah,
But
like Nunes नहीं खेल रहा।
I think that's a good point. Jinx कर रहे हैं.
नहीं जीत रहे भाई, नहीं जीत रहे, अवस्थी नहीं जीत रहे भाई, मुझे पता है नहीं जीतेंगे हम लोग, बट अब क्या
But
करूं
अब
मैं अभी।
हमारा क्या होगा? मतलब the point is that जब से वो मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड का मैच हुआ है उसके बाद से कुछ तो गड़बड़ हुई ना, मतलब या तो
Yeah,
कॉन्फिडेंस गया है, क्या हुआ
yeah.
है, किसी ने जादू तो ना किया है, या लाला जैसे कॉमेडी बोलता रहता है कि सोलर इक्लिप्स, मतलब आई रियली वांट टू समटाइम्स टेल लाला दैट देयर वाज अ सोलर इक्लिप्स एंड देयर वाज अ लूनर इक्लिप्स देन देयर वाज आल्सो मर्करी रेट्रोग्रेड, सो देयर इज अ lot more happening. But a lot is happening, right? But ऐसे लग रहा
Yes,
है जैसे
yes.
हमारे हमारे ऊपर सारे ग्रह नक्षत्र का असर पड़
हाँ,
रहा है.
yes.
And like since that Brighton game, मैं वापस से वही चीज बोल रही हूँ, but the thing is that this only, right? Like we came back from the international break and we are seeing that things are not working for us. We're not able to convert those chances. And what troubles me so much now is that with Jota gone for a fortnight, 14 दिन में कितने मैचेस बचे ही हैं.
Hmm. Hmm.
तो मतलब प्रैक्टिकली
So
देखा जाए तो
yeah, I think he's missing 3 Premier League games out of the 5 which are left. So, like for like if you ask me now, like I think Klopp ना बहुत rigid है. Like उसका मन करता है बस एक तरीके से खेलना है मुझे, क्योंकि इससे मैं टाइटल जीत चुका हूँ, तो मैं ऐसे ही खेलूंगा। Like अगर आप हमारी गेम अभी भी पिछले कुछ मैचों में देखोगे, it's so similar to the game which like the way we used to play with, Salah, Mane, Firmino, Henderson, Wijnaldum. It's extremely similar. यार आप इतने सेम चीज ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम अगेन एंड अगेन नहीं कर सकते। मतलब सामने वाला कोच बेवकूफ तो नहीं है ना। एंड प्लेयर्स आल्सो अडैप्ट, coaches also adapt. They have found out how Liverpool is going to play. So थोड़ा सा टिंकरिंग करना पड़ेगा। Like अगर आपको याद हो last season when जब we played against City and Salah scored that goal जब Cancelo को turn पे लेके किया था. During that period, I think it was just before the international break. I think so. वो period पे we were playing 4-4-2, ठीक है? And we were getting very good results because उस time पे उस squad के लिए वो formation perfect थी. And we were kind of utilizing the pace of our attackers and wingers and using it. But हम वही सड़ी पुरानी 4-3-3 खेल रहे हैं, सेम तरीके से खेल रहे हैं. मतलब it's so boring at times that I mean, I don't want to say it like this, but then Klopp is at major fault for all of this. Like, I know that there's a lot of pressure on Klopp, but it's self-inflicted. आप थोड़ा सा सोच समझ के टैक्टिकली खिलाओ एंड यू विल गेट रिजल्ट्स. अब आप देखो, बिकॉज हमारा मिडफील्ड और डिफेंस इतना वीक हो गया है ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, अटैकर के पास एक चांस आएगा, अगर स्कोर नहीं हुआ वो, तो कितना प्रेशर बढ़ जाएगा उसके ऊपर. सेम चीज डिफेंडर के लिए, अगर डिफेंडर ने एक गलती कर दी और उनका एक अटैक आ गया, ऑल ऑफ अ सडन उसके ऊपर बहुत सारा प्रेशर है. So,
Sudanshu is also here. Hi, Sudanshu.
good,
Eshan
Ishitanshu.
Kokiloo, manager.
No,
Yeah.
bhai, I'm not that good. I'm not that good. I wish I was, but I'm not that good.
You never know in the future, huh, Eshan?
अभी तो the aim is to get somewhere in Delhi, but then okay. But हाँ
Yes,
यार, like
so
this is
but it's very, like, it's of course with Klopp, especially because it's his last season, and we all of course love Klopp so much that we tend to
yeah,
sometimes overlook the flaws that are happening
yes,
on the
yes,
managerial front,
yes,
right?
yes,
Yes, and I would slightly agree on, matlab, yes, a little, but wahi hai na, because we have that kind of strong emotion for Klopp that
yes.
we refrain from saying things. But
Hmm,
but my concern now is, and my question to you this that अब हम हमारे पास अब टीम तो अब चेंज हो ही नहीं, वही लोग हैं जो है,
hmm.
तो अब हम क्या करें? व्हाट लास्ट मैच में हमने देखा, तो लास्ट मैच मुझे काफी इंटरेस्टिंग लगा कि
Yeah,
स्टार्टिंग लाइन looked like, like, oh, we tried to do something different, and we tried to
yeah,
go ahead with some bold choices.
yeah,
Harvey
yeah.
Elliott started that game. I really liked
Hmm,
that. Sabosalai,
hmm,
as much as I love Sabosalai,
hmm,
he's also not able to find that rhythm. I don't know what is the reason for it, right?
hmm.
Um, so interesting choices in the last match, but now, how can we make the most of the squad that we have with the injuries that we have and in the 5 games that we have?
Okay. So first and foremost, how I look at it is that I feel we can't play the same way we have been playing for like the second half of the season. We just cannot, we should not, no matter what happens. Also, I think वो जो एक क्लॉप का excessive faith in players and his own tactics की rigidity जो है, वो काफी खराब चीज है. I'll give you an example. Like for some matches, like 5, 6, 7 games back to back, he started Gakpo. कभी center, कभी left, कभी right sided center midfield. और 7, 8 मैच विद इन अ स्पैन ऑफ 2, 3 वीक्स खेलना बहुत मुश्किल काम है. बहुत मुश्किल काम है उस लेवल पे फॉर एनी पर्सन. सो गैक्पो got fatigued both physically and mentally, which is bound to happen to a lot of players. Okay. And mind you, he's just what, 23, 24. So he's also still learning. He's also relatively young. His performances started going down. Pressure उसके ऊपर भी आया. ठीक है. The manager is playing him again, showing that, okay, fine, I believe in you. That's good. But then at the same point of time, you're sacrificing results. Then comes the point, then you're overplaying Diaz again and again and again. फिर उसका output कम होने लग गया. So it's like it's like a circle. It's happening again and again. फिर मैकेलिस्टर हर गेम खेल रहा था, एंडो हर गेम खेल रहा था. अब जैसे ही मैकेलिस्टर को स्टार्ट आप नहीं दिए और आप बाकी प्लेयर्स के ऊपर आपने ज्यादा मतलब अपना फेथ दिखाया, and all of a sudden you have such a energetic performance at Fulham.
Mm.
आप समझ रहे हो? So it's also about rotation. And when you're playing in a very heavy duty league like Premier League and also competing in other competitions and leagues where you are going till like at least three-fourth of the competition, you have to rotate. आप देखो पेप कितने चेंजेस करता है.
Mm.
पेप की फ्रंट थ्री और मिडफील्ड थ्री जो है वो आई थिंक एटलीस्ट एक से दो चेंजेस हर गेम में होते हैं उसके. बिकॉज ही ऑल्सो नोज दैट इट्स ऑल अबाउट कीपिंग प्लेयर्स फ्रेश. बिकॉज गेम ऐसी बन गई है, लाइक इट्स सो हाई इंटेंसिटी. तो फ्रेश रखना बहुत जरूरी है.
Mm.
एंड एज कंपेयर टू व्हाट वी शुड डू, आई फील मे बी, आई थिंक अगर teams are playing like a low block against us, I would want Trent to play in his older role. आप विड्थ पकड़े बैठो, विड्थ पकड़ के आप खेलो. बिकॉज आई फील उससे फायदा ये होएगा कि बाकी सब टीम लो ब्लॉक बना के बैठ जाएंगी वहां पे.
Mm.
एंड अगर आप ट्रेंट को उसी लो ब्लॉक में डालोगे, एंड लाइक लाइक ट्रेंट इज ग्रेट बट ही इज नॉट as good as a dribbler as say De Bruyne is. ओके, तो अगर उसके पास एकदम से बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर आ जाता है प्लेयर का, तो वो उसको नहीं कटा पाएगा. लाइक ही इज अ प्लेयर जिसको थोड़ी सी जगह और थोड़ी सी टाइम चाहिए, थोड़ा सा.
Mm.
ही इज नॉट लाइक डिब्रोयना कि वो थोड़ा सा स्किल करके निकाल लेगा. आई मीन ही कैन डू दैट एट टाइम्स बट ही इज नॉट बिकम रियली स्मूथ विद इट, आई वुड से.
Mm.
बिकॉज ही इज ऑल्सो लर्निंग दैट पार्ट ऑफ द गेम राइट नाउ. सो आई वुड वॉन्ट हिम ऑन द विड्थ जहां पे उसे थोड़ा सा टाइम मिले, जहां पे वो एटलीस्ट ढंग के क्रॉसेस तो स्पैम कर सकता है. क्रॉस स्पैम करो, probably play नूनेज इन देयर. अब तो ऑप्शन नहीं है बल्कि हमारे पास. नूनेज को ऊपर रखो and probably get Gakpo in. Not that Gakpo is really great in the air, but still a body is a body as on left wing, and just keep going up and try to play it like how like we played in like 18, 19, 19, 20 types.
And in the
So
midfield,
I
do you think it should be there?
sorry,
In the midfield, who would you prefer, Szoboszlai or Elliot?
I think from how I am seeing Soboslai play, I think he's injured. I think he's carrying an injury still, and he's being forced back, which is extremely stupid. Like,
Considering a medical team which is so overprotective, do you think that's possible?
I think, see, again, this is Klopp's fault again. I'll be really, really honest and blunt here. I mean, I love the man. I really, really, really love the man. But then he is also to blame for a lot of things. Like, if you have been reading, like, a lot of our medical department people have left in the past couple of years purely because the kind of control Klopp, Linders, Kornmeier, Mona Nemmer, and all these people were getting behind the scenes. These are all Klopp people, right? And there was a power struggle due to which also Edwards left, right?
Mm.
So the point is that I I get it that you have your ideas. I get it that you have won the Premier League, the Champions League, and all the other trophies there, and that too against like the one of the best teams in the world right now. But that does not mean that whatever you think is right. If something is working, let it be. Don't tweak it too much.
Mm.
So हमारा medical department is all changed अगर आप देखोगे like from the what we had till like 21 I think. 2021 तक जो था हमारा, उसके बाद सारे चले गए हैं. We have older physios जो मतलब जेरार्ड के टाइम पे था, क्रिस मॉर्गन वापस आ गया है, and since he has been here, I mean I'm not pinpointing one person but just using one big name, and it's not been the same. Like I don't know why. Players are being rushed back from injury. अगर जोटा फिट नहीं था उसको क्यों लाया यार? 3-1 की जगह 2-1 जीत जाते हैं हम लोग, कोई दिक्कत नहीं होती हमें. एंड सेम थिंग लाइक आप सोबुजलाई को देखो, ही उसके अंदर वो जिप ही नहीं है, उसके अंदर वो पेस ही नहीं रही जो मतलब वो 5 यार्ड का एक एक्सेलरेशन करके कर रहा था.
Hmm.
Like to me it still looks that he is probably playing on painkillers, he's not fully fit. So probably if you ask me in midfield, I wouldn't play Sobuzlai as a starter.
Hmm.
So I would probably look for like a variation between Endo, McAllister, Curtis, and Elliott,
Hmm.
not Gravenberg.
Hmm.
So yeah, these four, any variation of it, depending upon whom we are playing against and what players are available for them as well. So I think इन चार का कुछ variation बना के इन चार में से किसी तीन का I mean we should play.
Hmm. Um, there are some comments that I wanted to just quickly pick.
Yes,
Toki says that it's high time that Salah needs to step up. I feel that Salah is also going through something, kuch off hai clearly, like, and I've said this before also. He something is off.
completely. I think दो चीजें हैं. I think उसके साथ भी he was rushed back from injury. अगर आप उसका
But
first
मेरे
दो
को
मैच.
Ishan, sorry I'm interrupting. I'm sorry I'm
हाँ नहीं नहीं, बोलो
interrupting.
बोलो, हाँ जी हाँ जी, बोलो ना.
But the point is that time तो हम बहुत दे रहे हैं ना, मतलब क्या 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 हम ढंग से क्योर नहीं कर पा रहे लोगों को, क्योंकि ऐसा तो नहीं, मतलब they are spending a lot of time off the field. So why is it that recovery is not right in even the time
So
that they're spending?
see, with Salah you also have to keep in mind his age. ठीक है, he is also now what I think 32. Okay, so थोड़ा सा after 30, no matter what anybody says, थोड़ा सा recovery slow हो जाती है. ठीक है, and I know Salah is like tip top physically and mentally as well. But अगर आप उसे देखोगे ना, he's looking, how should I put it? He's looking a bit robotic right now. He's not his free self. और इस सीजन अगर आप नोटिस करोगे, जब वो फुल बैक के साथ 1v1 में होता है, he's not able to go past that player like on a regular basis, I mean. वरना पहले with his silky footwork he used to go past the players, but अब नहीं हो पा रहा है. And which is a concern because we have depended on it for such a long time, and it's such an important part of our game that Salah beats his fullback. But अब वो बहुत कम हो रहा है, which
Can
is a
you
problem.
also Firmino going away, did also that sort of play an impact on Salah's role in the team, because they had that
Oh
kind of
yes, oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. So अगर आप देखोगे इस season, Salah has kind of become more of like a creator of sorts. Okay, and he's great at it. I think he has 9 or 10 assists in the Premier League, if I'm right. And he is really good at creation as well. But my point is, somebody who has 200 plus goals for your club, why is he your creator? He should be in the box. Find ways to pass him the ball inside the box because his job over the past years is finishing. I understand that it's really important to expand a player's skill and keep the other team guessing as well. But it's like saying, कि आप probably रूनी को स्ट्राइकर नहीं खिला रहे हो, आप उसे राइट विंग खिला रहे हो बिकॉज उसका वर्क एथिक अच्छा है और वो क्रॉस अच्छा डाल देता है. बट रूनी विल बी बेस्ट इन एंड अराउंड द बॉक्स, नो? तो आप उधर ही रखो ना उसको. So I mean that's how I look at it. And also because if he's unable to go past players like as a wide forward, तो आप उसको थोड़ा central रखो ना. And again, if, as I said, like अगर Trent plays as a typical right back, so Salah will get the freedom to go inside. Then he will have the freedom to be more central as he was पहले वाले seasons में.
Hmm.
But again, I don't know. what Klopp is thinking. Like, I'm sure he would also have his own reasons to, play like however we are playing. Also, this is just a wild guess now from my side. Okay, maybe, just maybe, no contract coming from Liverpool is playing on his mind. Just maybe, because एक साल बचा है. I'm 100% sure this is the time when a player kind of is expecting a new deal, or he's told that, okay, we're going to sell you, or we're going to run down your contract or whatever.
Yeah.
But कुछ news नहीं है. And maybe I'm thinking, like, now it's known that Edwards is coming in along with Hughes. And Edwards, even though he got him to Liverpool, Edwards is very blunt. He's very cutthroat
Practical.
like that. Ha, he's practical, right? So if you are paying somebody like Salah 400,000 a week, and वो आपको मतलब वो आउटपुट नहीं दे रहा है, तो आप सोचोगे ना.
Yeah.
एंड देन
Yeah.
ऑल्सो द पॉइंट, एक पॉइंट और आ जाता है फिर कि ये लास्ट टाइम आप उसको बेच के कुछ भी पैसा कमा सकते हो.
So you are in favor of it because there have been questions about this also that Salah going to Saudi and he is one of the
I
best
don't know.
assets we have right now.
I have no idea.
And Saudi
Again,
will of
see,
course pay a lot for him. That's there's no
oh yeah,
doubt
oh
about
yeah.
that.
So I think Saudi will easily pay somewhere in the region of 70, 80 for him. Easily. If PSG gets interested, probably 50, 60. Uh, I think for his own legacy, he should. I mean, if he's being sold, that is. I'm not saying he's definitely being sold, but if he's being sold, then PSG is better for him because he'll still play the Champions League. And even though French league is not as competitive as Premier League, but it still has a decent level of competition. I
Hmm.
won't call it a farmers league or anything because that's just stupid in my opinion. But it's still a tough league. But to answer all the questions, I feel it all depends on who the manager is. Next
And
manager is, I mean.
and that is why I think we need to really speed up the process of finding that manager because
Hmm.
because of that particular appointment, a lot of other things are getting delayed.
Oh yeah.
आपको
Oh yeah.
आपको नेक्स्ट सीजन का प्लान करना है, आपको ट्रांसफर्स प्लान करने हैं, आपको कौन टारगेट एथलीट्स हैं वो प्लान करने हैं. All of that is getting delayed. So
Yeah.
so I mean, of course, there are a lot of speculations. People have asked them about here also. But guys,
Hmm.
we don't have any clarity. So there's no point speculating and
Yeah.
thinking कौन आएगा.
Yeah. Yeah. So वही है ना यार, like now that Edwards is back, एक चीज तो पक्की है, and that is कि जो भी आप मीडिया में पढ़ोगे वो कभी सच नहीं होगा. Like ये तो मैं आप बता रहा हूँ, like at least what the English media says, it's 99.9% of times it'll be false.
I really hope the Adidas news is true though, because I tried to get it verified.
Oh yeah, please, 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 भगवान please, एडिडास को ले और नाइकी की घटिया किट नहीं चाहिए भाई. भाई
ये तो most
इतनी
likely true है.
बोरिंग किट्स, इतनी बोरिंग
I
किट्स.
completely agree. I completely agree. But yes, so can you like speak about what are your expectations of Edwards and what do you think that can change for us for good or for bad?
uh, I I think, see, सबसे पहले तो जैसे the next manager is sorted, which I feel is 70% done. I feel.
Who do you think is
But
it is? Do you like?
uh, my hunch is saying that it is Potter.
Okay, okay,
I have a
that's
feeling
interesting.
that, yeah, I have a feeling it's Potter because Edwards and Hughes both have been huge fans of him, like really,
Okay,
really, really big fans of him. And
yeah,
I
but his
think
has Potter's name been in the light? I have not. It's not right.
Potter is not in the news. That's
That,
why I'm
yes,
saying it.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
That's
why.
very interesting. And what if I
And
missed
see,
it?
Anirudh just pointed out that Arne Slot was mentioned recently. I think Joyce said this, and I was just talking to Anirudh about it as well. And यार एक चीज देखो अबाउट न्यूज ना न्यूज की सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज टाइमिंग होती है ठीक है और कैसे प्रेजेंट किया जाता है उसे ठीक है कल शाम को न्यूज आई फब्रिजियो ने आई थिंक रिपोर्ट किया कि आमोरिम जा रहा है वेस्ट हैम ठीक है क्योंकि डेविड मॉयज का लफड़ा चल रहा है स्पोर्टिंग डायरेक्टर के साथ तो आमोरिम जा रहा है वेस्ट हैम और प्लेन पे चढ़ता हुआ दिखा दिया फोटो आ गई उसकी ठीक है भाई अब हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल कि आउट ऑफ द ब्लू उसके एग्जैक्टली अगले दिन ही लिवरपूल का सबसे रिलायबल जर्नलिस्ट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट आर्ने स्लॉट लाइक अगेन आई लुकिंग एट हाउ एडवर्ड्स वर्क्स ठीक है and looking and looking at how things are moving in the media I think Slot is just a smokescreen. I mean, I really like Slot as a person, but again, as a coach, I'm not sure yet. Like abhi tak, I don't think like a coach who's in Eredivisie and has not played, Champions League regularly or has not played in any other of the top five leagues. I really don't think Liverpool is cut out for that person right now.
Well,
Like you
then
have
what
already
are we
seen.
doing? Adjust in a budget-friendly system.
Oh yeah. So see, if you see, all the signings which happened at Chelsea were not his. None of the signings were his. Sub signings, Boli did on his own whims and fancies. So, I mean, he has worked at Brighton at a very, very, very.
This is great.
I mean, like,
इतना तो मुझे समझ ही नहीं आ रहा मतलब मैच देखने गया उसके बाद इंटरव्यू दिया उसके बाद कहाँ से क्या हो रहा है
yeah. But like I was just thinking like how so I mean I don't know whether people know this or not like when Jose was in Porto Liverpool was his dream job he used to follow Liverpool a lot and he really liked the club and the city but again we know Rafa came in back then and then I think somewhere Jose had like sour grapes because Liverpool did not select him and that kind of showed in the bitterness he had with Rafa as well. And I mean, I think Jose is past his prime. I mean, I'll be really honest. I think the way he plays is not what any top team would be looking for. But as a man manager, as a as a father figure, which most of the coaches are, he's the best. I mean, of course, along with Klopp as well. He's really good at it. He's like I have read so much about Jose. I've read his book. I've read his biography, and that guy thinks on a different level. Like the things we wouldn't even think normally, he would go into those details and think so much about his players, his team, his staff. So that's a side of Jose which not a lot of people know, and he wants to keep it that way because that's a persona which he has created in front of the media. But you see any of his ex-players interview and look at them talk about him, and they only have good things to say about him. Only good things. So even making that persona is not easy, and that needs a person who's really tough. But that being said, I don't want Jose at Liverpool. Please.
whatever what is coming as for you ये हुआ ना तो मैं ये क्लिप यूज करके डालूंगी जरूर हाँ ईशान ऐसे नहीं
but like how I had spoken with Lala as well that uh, Amorim के लिए squad सही है अभी हमारे पास like 90% of the squad is done for Amorim like he can play with this squad ज़्यादा खरीदना नहीं पड़ेगा पॉटर के साथ फायदा ये है he is very flexible.
Hmm.
तो अगर आपको याद होगा तो he used to play with the back five at Brighton. He used to play with the back four as well. So he's very flexible and he can develop young players really well
Hmm.
and get the best out of them. But the point is, I mean, this suits very well for the FSG policy, right? Like academy से player लिया या फिर कोई थोड़ा सस्ता player लिया
Budget.
and उसको develop किया, budget friendly. But at the same point of time, will he be able to get us, say, for example, even a Europa League or like a
Hmm.
Champions League semi-final? उसके पास वो experience नहीं है. So, and plus, I know, I think from the past track record of Edwards and Hughes, these guys are not afraid to take tough decisions, which they feel कि हाँ सही होगा. Like for example, अगर आप Firmino को देखो, Firmino का जो transfer था, किस nobody had heard about Firmino apart from people who play Football Manager day and night. ठीक है, so when Firmino came, nobody had an idea of what he is, what he was. Even for that matter of fact, when we got Robertson, right? Nobody had that much of an idea about him.
Yeah.
And I feel ये सारी चीजें ऐसी है, like even like there are so many names I can give you, like with respect to us, for like Wijnaldum ले लो आप, ठीक है? Like Hughes got Solanke, and like Liverpool had like said कि नहीं ले लो. We don't think he's gonna work out. And he worked out really well at Southampton. And look at him, sorry, he worked out really well at Bournemouth. I'm sorry. And look at him, he's doing really amazing. So I feel it's also about these guys जो इनका एक hunch होता है ना,
Hmm.
कि they see the data, they see what is required in the team and how they will fit. देन द स्काउट्स का रिपोर्ट्स आता है कि यार मतलब इस प्लेयर में ये अच्छा है, इस प्लेयर में ये अच्छा है, देन दे डिस्कस इट विद द कोच. आई मीन दिस इज हाउ द होल process works. And then there's the discussion of whether the coach can kind of integrate that player into the squad. Then kabhi kabhi it's a matter of who's available, like Julian Brandt or Salah वाला situation था, ठीक है, या फिर मारियो गोत्जे वाला सिचुएशन था, नहीं अवेलेबल हुआ प्लेयर तो वी वेंट फॉर द नेक्स्ट टारगेट.
Hmm.
And like Klopp wanted Brandt and Götze. Look at both of them. They have not done great at all. But look at Salah. He's done amazing. Right? So there are some things which these guys are really, really, really good at. And I feel, I mean, I don't know. Like, I have a feeling that if it's Potter, it's great. The only thing is that how badly his confidence is hit after the Chelsea job. You know,
Yeah.
because that was not an easy job.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
आप 300-400 मिलियन एक ट्रांसफर विंडो में स्पेंड कर रहे हो, एंड a big club like Chelsea, उसका प्रेशर है, ओनर्स का प्रेशर है, and everything happening. It's not easy for a coach.
और प्लस वहाँ का एनवायरनमेंट वाज आल्सो वेरी डिफरेंट, राइट? यहाँ पे पैसे की
Oh,
कमी
oh
नहीं
yeah,
है,
oh
यहाँ
yeah,
पे पैसे की
oh
कमी नहीं
yeah,
है.
oh yeah.
So let's say that's how it is. Because I
No,
think
no, it
Klopp,
is.
like Klopp, because he's so adjusting and he's so nice and
Mm,
kind, के हम संभाल
mm.
लेंगे. Like when you
Yeah,
run a
yeah,
startup in life, or when you've done your
mm,
own business, ना आपको समझ में आता है कि बजट के साथ कैसे
yeah.
you can relate more with such
Absolutely,
people. So
absolutely,
that's why
absolutely. I
a lot
100% agree with that.
yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
अब आपके पास सिस्टम में भी मतलब क्लॉप जाएंगे तो उसके बाद जो भी आएंगे उनको वो,
Mm.
क्योंकि एफएसजी को भी वही आदत है,
Yeah,
टेक्निकली आदत
yeah,
है कि
yeah,
अच्छा
yeah,
वाला
yeah,
करते हैं चला
absolutely.
लेते हैं, तुम तो नहीं चला
बट
सकते.
पता
So,
है, पता है मेरे पास ना एक नाम है. आई वाज एक्चुअली डिस्कसिंग इट टुडे विद ऋत्विक एक्चुअली,
hmm.
दैट आई वुड love, like absolutely love, uh, Simone Inzaghi, Inter's manager, to be the next manager. and purely because you know he got a club like Inter to the Champions League final, which is like Italian football was so low till like 3 4 years back, and all of a sudden uska revival ho raha hai. Pioli has done good work at AC Milan. Inzaghi is doing amazing. He was before at Lazio, did really well, and a tight budget at Lazio. Now again a tight budget at Inter Milan, free transfer loans के साथ थोड़ा बहुत खेल खाल के उसने काफी अच्छी स्क्वाड बना ली है. And you can see that how now they won the Serie A yesterday, and I really feel he's a very underrated manager, very underrated, very good man manager, very good person as well from whatever limited I have read about him,
Wait,
and
really, do
very
you think it's possible? But
I don't know. I mean, again, it's like
हम भी यहाँ
it's
पे
like
rumor चला देते कुछ थोड़ी देर में ट्विटर पे ट्रेंड करने लगेगा.
वही, it's about that only, like abhi like Liverpool fans are so thirsty for news. I mean, if you're gonna even say that Klopp is staying, they would believe it because they need something positive in their life right now.
Yeah.
तो
But
वो
again,
वाला सीन हो गया.
Rocky's point is also correct. Like uncertainty की वजह से भी performance पे जो dip आया है, that can be a reason. So we really need to sort this out on a priority now.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think Klopp's intention of making the announcement of his exit was right. He wanted to communicate it to the fans, to the players, to everybody that he's leaving because he did not want it last moment पे मतलब बहुत शोर शराबा हुए, which was kind of right on his part, but it had a very negative effect on the game, on like the players especially, I feel. Because I remember uh, आई थिंक FA कप का मैच था कोई जिसमें कॉनर ब्रैडली को मैन ऑफ द मैच मिला था, आई थिंक. एंड उसके पोस्ट मैच में जब कॉनर ब्रैडली मैन ऑफ द मैच उठाने आया था, उसकी जो ट्रॉफी मिलती है, ही हैड दिस मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट वाला बात करने का तरीका, दैट क्वाड्रुपल तो हम जीत ही रहे टाइप्स, यू नो. एंड दैट वाज द फर्स्ट टाइम आई रियलाइज्ड कि इनको लग रहा है कि क्लॉप जा रहा है और ये चारों कंपटीशन में है, तो अब हलवे की तरह सब कुछ हो जाएगा.
And with like the last match.
हाँ, probably. Like I don't remember which match it was. Like I just remember what this interview was like.
Yeah.
And I remember हर मैच में हर प्लेयर से कहीं ना कहीं there was a talk about quadruple, and everybody had this hint of arrogance or overconfidence, whatever you want to call it, about that it will happen as if it's written in the stars. ऐसा नहीं होता है यार, क्या कैसे कहाँ जी रहे हो यार.
ऊपर से लास्ट सीजन हमने कैसे खेला उसके बाद
हाँ,
मतलब
वही
like
तो.
बीच में बिल्कुल अनएक्सपेक्टेड एक्सपेक्टेशंस आ गई
या
कि
या
मतलब हम तो
सब
हम
कुछ
तो हम
जीत
तो
के
हम
बस.
तो हम तो इसी साल चैंपियंस लीग भी खेल के जीत जाएंगे.
और फिर वो होता है ना, फिर जब चैंपियंस लीग में होते हो फिर सोचते हो यार अच्छा अब तो लीग से तो हम जा नहीं रहे, चैंपियंस लीग में फिफ्थ सिक्स आ रहे हैं, ठीक है. अरे चल ठीक है, चैंपियंस लीग तो जीतेंगे जीतेंगे, वैसे ही चैंपियंस लीग खेलेंगे अगले सीजन. वो भी एक अलग ही ट्रिप थी.
Yeah, true. But now, do you think I'll just take? I don't think we have discussed what are your opinions on the rumors of this.
uh,
But हम सारे
I
rumors
think
discuss करेंगे सारे नाम जो थे.
हाँ, let's do it. So I think Slot is a great guy. As a person, he's great. I mean, if somebody wants to know a bit, you can. There's a really, really, really good article about Feyenoord on Athletic. Like Athletic पे एक बहुत detailed, बहुत बड़ा article है about Feyenoord and how they are working, and that would give you a lot of insights into Slot and his, commitment to the whole project. And on top of that, saying no to Spurs last season to stay at your local club is something I really admire in a person. Like, you are letting go of, better pay, better chance to manage better club just because of your love for your local team. And that is something which you don't get to see a lot, which kind of shows you the kind of person he
Character.
is, because
Yeah.
character he is, right? And you think that, okay, he's one of those guys. If he's managing the team, he will be like 100% in, and he's like all yours kind of thing. So as a person, again, great. But यार, एरिडिविजी से तो टेन हाग भी आया ना. अब आप देख ही रहे हो, टेन हाग को पैसा भी मिल गया. उसने क्या किया? तो एरिडिविजी ना उतनी टफ लीग है नहीं, टैक्टिकली स्पीकिंग, टू जज अ मैनेजर, राइट? एंड एज यू माइट हैव सीन, मतलब यूरोप में फायनूड का रिकॉर्ड उतना अच्छा रहा नहीं है, तो यू कांट रियली compare it like that. So if Slot would say go to a team like West Ham, or like maybe Spurs gaya hota last season, perfect, perfect thing, because they are not expecting to compete at like the title. They're probably looking for like a Champions League, Europa League spot. यूरोप में रहना चाहिए बिकॉज उसका पैसा बहुत जरूरी है क्लब्स के लिए, and he will get decent amount of money to sign players. So that as a stepping stone for a bigger club in the future would have been fine. But saying Slot can come in directly into Liverpool is, I don't think so. I don't think he's the right choice. In my opinion, I don't think so. If that's what Edwards thinks, then great. But I don't think.
इधर रजनीकांत टीम मैच कह रहे हैं 20 साल के लड़के
Aha.
इमोशनल होते कोच साहब ने बोला तो इट्स ट्रू, लाइक आई थिंक हाँ हम सब लोग थोड़ा सा डिल्यूजन हो गए थे बीच में, लाइक इमोशनल डिल्यूजन भी क्या, लाइक इमोशंस ओवरटेक, वी ऑल आर अलाउड टू हैव ड्रीम्स, वी
Yeah,
ऑल व्हेन इमोशंस ओवरटेक सेंस ऑफ
yeah,
थिंकिंग और सेंस
yeah.
ऑफ
वही
सब
है ना
कुछ चला
यार.
ही
अब जैसे लाइक Sitanshu just said, like, of course Klopp को 4 साल लगे, but मतलब क्या है ना Sitanshu, लाइक अगर आप देखोगे उन सारे सीजन्स में आपको एक इम्प्रूवमेंट दिख रही थी. Like you could see that there's a remarkable improvement in the players and in the team as a whole. But अगर आप इस सीजन में देखोगे, मुझे कुछ मतलब इम्प्रूवमेंट एज अ टीम नहीं दिख रही. Maybe some players have improved. Nunez has improved his overall game, no doubts. I would say Salah ka jo creative role hai, that has come out really well. That is great. We just saw that, okay, McAllister, if required, can play as a six as well, like as a defensive midfielder. These are all great things, but individual things don't mean a lot in football, to be really honest. Like, you can have, like, say, for example, a Cole Palmer, who's the Golden Boot, I mean, highest goals in the Premier League right now, tied, but still your team would be sitting at what, 10th or 11th. So individual things are okay for that individual.
बट इवन
उसको
एवरेज
बोनस.
देखना चाहिए ईशान, तो मतलब प्रोग्रेस से ज्यादा थोड़ा सा हमने रिग्रेस भी तो किया है ना, बिकॉज जो हमारे की
Exactly,
प्लेयर्स गए उनका
exactly,
हम ऑन फील्ड भी, और आई थिंक एक लीडरशिप और एक मेंटल एस्पेक्ट से भी हम उनका रिप्लेसमेंट नहीं ढूंढ पाए.
absolutely, absolutely,
Milner for
absolutely.
that matter, I don't think
Yeah,
we've been able to fill that
yeah,
void. Bobby also we've
yeah,
not been able.
yeah,
Joel
yeah,
का season unfortunately like has
yeah.
been just like Thiago को
So,
देखा जाए तो
so
so
that's what I'm saying. It's see, Henderson का निकलना एक void था.
Hendo yeah.
मिलनर का निकलना एक और बड़ा void था. Then you look at the squad and then you see who are the leaders. You have Van Dijk, you have Robertson. I would say somewhere even Salah is a leader in his own way. And then you have probably Allison as well. I think and Trent. I think यही 4-5 में सारे वो हमारे captains का rotation है. But which is that one player who has probably say stepped up on the field out of all of these? Nobody. एलिसन को तो क्या बोलूं, वो तो इंजर्ड था बेचारा. ट्रेंट जब खेल रहा था, ही वाज लाइक स्टार्ट ऑफ द सीजन, उसने भी एक दो गलतियां की, उसके ऊपर भी प्रेशर था, फिर वो थोड़ा सा ठीक होने लगा, फिर वो इंजर्ड हो गया 2-3 महीने के लिए. Van Dijk coming after his injury, he's 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 been better than last season, but not to his old self. Like you can see some mistakes which he's making now.
But
Uh,
he still has had a great season as compared to a lot more
oh yeah,
people.
oh yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I think see, वही बात है ना रक्षिता, देखो ना, उसने स्टैंडर्ड यहाँ पे सेट कर रखा है, right? And last season was somewhere here for him. So now he's here, somewhere in the middle of all of this, which is this is like the barometer for 99% of the other defenders in the world. But हमें आदत इसकी है,
So
क्योंकि
you're
हमें
saying
इसकी
that he's
आदत.
playing well, but he's not able to compete with the standard that he set for himself.
Yes, yes, yes. Because मतलब यार वो स्टैंडर्ड सेट करना इज इनसेन. ये वही बात होती है ना, जैसे अब पहले क्या होता था, बोलते थे सचिन को कैप्टन मत बनाओ बिकॉज उसकी परफॉर्मेंस डिप हो जाएगी, तो सचिन को कैप्टनसी से हटा दिया, राइट? नो नो, बट इट्स अ
But
फैक्ट बिकॉज
it was
it's an
true. He was
added
not the
pressure.
captain.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not denying it, I'm not denying it, I'm just saying that captaincy affects people, because it's not an easy job to lead the team, to
Yeah.
keep like your head straight during the match and focus on your game and focus on the other 10 players and keep them motivated on the field while you have to focus on all the other things as well.
Yeah.
It's
And
not an
yeah.
easy job.
And
It's
Henry
not
was
an
a
easy
good
job.
captain for that match. I think we unfortunately because of how things what things turned out to be towards the end. उसके बाद
Hmm.
the entire Saudi move. I think वो sort of थोड़ा सा bitterness तो रहा ही, right?
Yes,
I
yes, yes,
but that's why
yes.
we kind of sometimes fail to acknowledge what Hendo brought to the team, and like
Hmm.
I,
Hmm.
yes, he had that people skill,
Yes, yes. I,
which
I
is so
totally
important.
agree. It's really important. But पता है क्या? I feel यहाँ पे ना again squad building वाली बात आ जाती है. Okay. If you know Henderson is going, then don't allow Milner to go. If you know Milner is going, don't allow Henderson to go. You keep one of the persons. If you ask me, I would have kept Milner and sold Henderson purely because Henderson was on 250,000 a week. And with Milner, you have a player who can play centre mid, who can play right back, who can play left back. So you have cover everywhere. You don't have to
Yeah,
play a Joe Gomez in right back or left back.
yeah.
Okay,
Konate
so
also, like, if we could maybe talk about a little bit Eshan on Konate, because like clarity मिल नहीं रही है, and medical team has maybe messed up
यार
with him.
Tokir bhai yaar, I don't think he'll leave. I mean, no ways he leaves in the summer. But if I am in Konate's shoes, I would be so frustrated with the medical department because I would be like, I have not been so in and out with injuries ever, and I am just 23. I'm not 33. Why am I getting so many injuries? Agar you think that I'm going to take 4 weeks to heal my hamstring injury, मेरे को 5 हफ्ते दे दो, मैं 5 हफ्ते तक नहीं खेलूंगा. But फिर when I come back, at least you have to make sure that my training workload is managed in a way that I sustain that much amount of matches. And then also comes the point of Klopp's rotations again. Klopp के पास फिट प्लेयर मिल जाते हैं, वो बैक टू बैक उनको खच्चर के माफे खिलाने लग जाता है. अरे भाई घोड़े हैं, रेस के घोड़े हैं, इनको रेस्ट चाहिए होता है. So it's as simple as that, yeah. Like again, like I love Klopp, I love what he has done for the club and the city, but facts won't change. That's my
Yeah.
only thing,
And
right? So
we can honestly discuss about people we love, guys. ऐसा मतलब मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कभी
yeah,
कभी even when you want to critically, like make a critical comment on Klopp's work, people just take it as if how can you say anything about Klopp's work, or you don't understand football enough to not? It's not this. If you are allowed to say things about people you love, it's as
Yeah,
simple as that.
yeah. I mean,
And like
if
even in the FA Cup match, we assumed that we won against Manchester United.
yeah, yeah, इतनी ज़्यादा arrogance, and I was like, कि भाई, that is United you're talking about. Like, even if United would be like in the championship, or we would be in the championship, that match would still be different. It won't be the same match as any other match. So, well, yeah, I don't understand why were people so optimistic with respect to that game. वो भी Old Trafford पे था game, तो पता नहीं.
Yep. Why? Like we lost that game.
Oh
United
yeah,
didn't really win it. We lost
yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
और मतलब ऐसा गेम था ना जिसके बाद यार सर फोड़ने का मन कर रहा था, मतलब कि
उसके
मतलब
तुम्हारा
यू
स्क्रीनिंग करने का मन नहीं किया शायद ऐसा गेम था वो। उस गेम के बाद मुझे लग रहा है कि मैं ही शायद गिराऊं कि मैं ही ना जाऊं तो शायद जीत जाए लेट्स yeah. But quickly now let's talk about आपने बोला कि मैथमेटिकली जब तक पॉसिबल है कि हम जीत सकते हैं वी विल आई विल कीप द होप बट
हम्म.
रियलिस्टिकली मेरे को ना आर्सेनल से उम्मीद रहती है कि दे ड्रॉ पॉइंट्स बिकॉज उनके खुद के फैंस को उन पे भरोसा नहीं होता विच इज समथिंग जो ना मैं उनके फैंस में बोलने की कोशिश करती हूँ कि तुम लोग ना कलेक्टिव मैनिफेस्टेशन से अपनी टीम दबाते हो तुम्हें रियलाइज नहीं होता है बट
Yeah,
उनकी
yeah,
होती नहीं नहीं अब तो खराब कर देंगे लाइक द
yeah,
एटीट्यूड इज सो anti manifesting anyway but
yeah.
city is a city now that they have that kind of advantage they are I'm scared of them not dropping and मुझे नहीं लगता they will
Hmm.
what are your
यार
views on this and yes
यार realistically speaking, so of course City is winning the title again. It's very hard to see them drop points. Like I know
no
somewhere.
I'm sorry just take this comment
So I wasn't there. I wasn't there, but I've heard so much, so many stories about
I
this
have
that
heard about this I guess I need to hear about it maybe we'll
you
talk
have
about
not.
it
Oh, you have not. Okay, okay. I think we'll talk about it not on a live, sometime else on a private conversation.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Guys, just to
crazy.
give context, उस मैच की स्क्रीनिंग में लड़ाई हो गई थी क्योंकि उस
हाँ.
मैच के स्क्रीनिंग पे कुछ यूनाइटेड फैंस आ गए थे और जबकि it was just a Liverpool supporter screening. So yes, Ishan, sorry.
So या यार वही बात है, देखो यार सिटी के साथ यही है. सिटी में भी 2 मैच हार जाए, 3 मैच हार जाए सीजन में, एंड देन they'll have this run of 11 consecutive victories, 12 consecutive victories, and you'll be like, क्या हो रहा है, क्यों हो रहा है, कैसे हो रहा है? And again, like because of the kind of squad strength which they have, if Haaland is not scoring, they'll probably have like an Oscar Bob come off the match and win the match in stoppage time.
They're not
So
relying on just talent.
yeah, and I mean, as a
Even for
coach,
that matter, I, he's like
I
it
think
was his
Foden
match.
is the player of the season, no doubts. Player of the season for me, like Foden. He's so bloody good. And yeah, I mean, Foden is playing just for fun right now. He's like, it's like playing in the park for him right now. He's
अभी
so
चल कर नेक्स्ट
easy.
सीजन बताऊंगा
Yeah, I wish Madrid or somebody comes for him and takes him away, man.
यार नो यार मेरे को ना ये आई स्पोकन अबाउट दिस इन अ प्रीवियस स्ट्रीम आल्सो मेरे को ना रियल मैड्रिड को
Hmm.
देख के ऐसे लगता है ना वो जो करण जौहर के कॉलेज के मूवीज में वो अमीर लोगों में कॉलेज
हाँ.
के बंदे होते हैं like they're so out of reach rich and
Yeah.
like best facilities so they give me that vibe and it's
Hmm.
like पैसा तो हम सब ले लेंगे no
हाँ. नो बट वही चीज है ना, देखो आप सिटी, पीएसजी, रियल मैड्रिड, बारसा, एक्सक्यूज मी, ये 4 क्लब तो है ही वही. लाइक इन अ वे यूनाइटेड भी वैसा ही है, बट देन इट्स जस्ट दैट कि यूनाइटेड की साइनिंग्स बहुत ही घटिया रही है. So they can't really say anything, right? Like वो 90 मिलियन का एंटनी खरीद के बैठे हुए हैं, तो मतलब क्या ही बोलूं मैं उस पे। तो यार वही है, लाइक आई थिंक सिटी तो जीत ही रही है लीग, बट एक जो एक तिनके भर की आशा है, क्या पता कहीं पे ड्रॉ निकल गया, कुछ हो गया, तो मे बी उससे हमें एक विंडो मिल जाए। बट देखो ना, ये चलो अगर ये आशा सच भी हो गई, देर इज नो फ्रीकिंग गारंटी दैट हम लोग अपने मैच जीतेंगे।
दैट्स द पॉइंट। जब खुद
मतलब
से ही उम्मीद नहीं है तो दूसरों से क्या ही उम्मीद लगाना।
दूसरी से क्या उम्मीद रखोगे? तो इसीलिए ना मैं मतलब वही सोचता हूँ कभी कभी कि यार अब क्या ही बोलो, क्या ही कर सकते हैं, जो होगा देखा जाएगा, स्क्रू इट।
Yeah. Let's see, guys. Let's just keep the hope on. ये म्बाप्पे का उम्मीद कौन लोगे? Guys, पता है मैंने almost 3-4 महीने म्बाप्पे was muted on my Twitter. The other day I realized that he was muted. Jude was
भाई
muted. Like I mute people that don't make sense.
भाई कैसे सोच सकते हो भाई, कैसे? मतलब जब वो मोनाको में था तभी आ सकता था वो, उसके बाद वो नहीं। लाइक एफएसजी कैन नॉट अफोर्ड अ प्लेयर लाइक एम्बापे, just cannot. Like how FSG is paying Salah also is like, I don't know how they are doing it, but
Yeah. या तो कुछ सही सा डील आए, लाइक विद अ न्यू किट स्पॉन्सर। मैं तो बहुत ही हलवा चीज बोल रही हूँ, बट मैं कोई किट
अरे
पार्टनर हमारा आएडिडास आएगा कहे कि लाइक being a star player will give you this much in in percentage of
लास्ट
jersey sales.
लास्ट लास्ट टाइम यही सेम चीज ना पॉगबा के साथ हुई थी एट यूनाइटेड। उन्होंने पैसा दिया यूनाइटेड को, बोला कि हाँ भाई पॉगबा ले आओ, हम ये कर देंगे, हम वो कर देंगे, ये सब हो जाएगा, वो सब हो जाएगा। आया पॉगबा और देख ही लो क्या हो गया उसके साथ। बट
Yeah,
हाँ यार,
very
लाइक फॉर द नेक्स्ट सीजन, if there is one player which I want,
who made it to sorry.
मैड्रिड के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में बोल रहा था। अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, हाँ ठीक है, फिर तो सही कह रहे हो भाई। बट हाँ, लाइक फॉर
Sorry.
लिवरपूल, if there is one player which I want, uh, which I think we need also, would be Colville from Chelsea. uh, and I feel इसलिए purely because मार्केट में कोई लेफ्ट सेंटर बैक है नहीं, कोई लेफ्ट सेंटर बैक नहीं, लेफ्ट फुटेड लेफ्ट सेंटर बैक नहीं है, सॉरी। सो एंड आई डोंट थिंक कॉलवेल से बेटर कोई है, लाइक विद दैट पोटेंशियल जो मिल सकता है। ऑफ कोर्स इंटर में बैस्टोनी है, बट वो छोड़ेगा नहीं इंटर। बट
Chelsea होटल बीच है।
वही है यार,
Guys,
आई
yeah.
थिंक चेल्सी को एफएफपी बैलेंस करने के लिए कोई ना कोई तो बेचना ही है, वरना वो भी
Yes.
-6 -9 पे स्टार्ट करेंगे सीजन अगला।
या बीच के सरप्राइजेस उनके साथ तो नहीं होंगे बेचारे, एवर्टन के साथ जो जो हो रहा है। आज उठे हो, आज आपका माइनस हो जाएगा। अच्छा,
बट
when we
यार
are climbing up, we are like away from the relegation zone. But अगर एवर्टन का अगर पॉइंट लॉस नहीं होता, they would have been like at a respectable
mid
position
table,
this year.
huh?
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what you see the good amount of work which Daesh has put in. Like आपको शुरू में ही पता लग गया आपके 6 पॉइंट तो कट गए, आप उस मेंटालिटी से टीम को बाहर भेज रहे हो। Like it's very easy for players to feel dejected
Yeah.
at this point of time, and somehow he has used those deductions as a way of firing the team further, which is so impressive, so impressive as a coach. And I mean, people might call him anti-football or some bullshit like that, which I don't know why they do. But I feel Daesh is a superb coach. Like he might not be at the level of Klopp, Pep, whatever, but a man can only do what he is with the resources he's given, right? तो अगर आप उसके resources देखोगे, both at when he was at Burnley और फिर उसके बाद यहाँ पे क्या था उसके पास यार कुछ भी नहीं. He wasn't even like a Sam Allardyce कि चलो यहाँ कहीं पे 10-15 मिलियन खर्च खर्च करने को मिल रहे हैं, वो भी नहीं है उसके पास. And still he kept Burnley for so long in the Premier League, and they were a very tough team to beat a lot of teams of the seasons. So I have a lot of respect for coaches, who are of Daesh के type के coaches जो रहते हैं, who work at a smaller team and kind of make them, very hard to beat. So yeah, amazing achievement by Everton, no doubts.
Ishan, I'm going to take two quick predictions from you. But before that, guys, if you're watching, please like this stream and please subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions for Ishan, you can follow him on Twitter or on Instagram. I'm sure he'll reply to them as soon as he finds the time. And yes, so दो important matches आज Chelsea versus Arsenal और हमारा match against Everton. Any predictions that you would want to make?
Uh, See, I just want Liverpool to beat Everton no matter how. I mean, we are at that point of stage of the league. I was talking to Sitanshu the other day, and I told him, bro, I don't care. Even if we are winning 10-9, I just want us to win. Just जीतो. Because क्या है ना, वो 3 पॉइंट जब आते हैं ना, तो सिटी और आर्सेनल को लगेगा कि अच्छा चलो ठीक है, ये तो जस्ट हमारे पीछे या फिर हमारे ऊपर है या फिर हमारे साथ है. तो वो प्रेशर बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है बनाए रखना अपने एंड से. एंड knowing the kind of form we are in and the ups and downs and everything which has been happening this season, I feel it's really important for us to just win right now. Very, very, very important. And we cannot draw any matches or lose any matches at this point of time. I mean, nahi hona chahiye. Totally
I,
unacceptable.
I just want to say like वो once bitten twice shy, many times bitten multiple times shy वाला
That's
सीन है
right.
हमारा कि हमारा हम हमारी performances जिस हिसाब से रही है तो I mean anything can happen guys, like we'll have to be a little
Yeah. Yeah. I see, Akshita, to be honest, like लिवरपूल यूनाइटेड, लिवरपूल एवर्टन, दो ऐसे मैचेस है जिसमें अगर मतलब 1000 सुपर कंप्यूटर को आप एक दूसरे के साथ लिंक कर दो और वो मेरे को बोलेंगे कि आज लिवरपूल जीतेगा, मैं बोलूंगा घंटा. ये दो मैचेस में मैं कभी भी बोलूंगा ही नहीं क्या होगा, क्योंकि यू नेवर नो, बिकॉज इट्स सच अ emotional match. It's not just like a football match, but it's a very emotional thing as well
pride
for the
ego.
play, pride, ego, bragging rights for the fans for the whole year and what everything. So बहुत कुछ स्टेक पे हो जाता है. लाइक अगर इफ यू रिमेम्बर दैट गेम जिसमें वैन डाइक को इंजरी हुई थी एवर्टन के अगेंस्ट, एंड ऑल्सो थियागो को इंजरी हुई थी, तो उस गेम में मतलब एवर्टन डिड नॉट कम आउट टू प्ले. उनका एक ही था बस, टांग वांग तोड़ दो बस, और कुछ नहीं था. सो एंड एवर्टन हैज दोस काइंड ऑफ प्लेयर्स, राइट? एंड अंडर डाइश they play a very aggressive, physically aggressive, I mean, style of football. So again, that is not anti-football. That is also a type of way of playing football. Okay, so keeping that in mind, sometimes our players kind of get, you know, जैसे अगर आप अटलांटा वाला गेम देखा हो आपने, आई थिंक समवेयर बैक ऑफ द हेड प्लेयर्स सोच रहे थे कि यार पिछली बारी तो हमने इनको 5-0 हराया था, ये टीम सेरिया जैसी घटिया लीग में 5th 6th आ रही है, क्या ही कर लेगी टाइप्स. ठीक है, बट अटलांटा वो फिजिकली सो एट इट फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट विसल. उन्होंने
Yeah,
एकदम अफरा तफरी मचा रखी थी. सो
difficult to watch that game, yes.
है ना, सो आई मीन it was it was really tough watching that game, and especially knowing that वो आपके होम पे हो रहा है ये जब. तो इसीलिए लाइक अगेन एवर्टन यूनाइटेड ये दो ऐसे गेम्स है जिसमें you just don't know. My only thing for that game is अगर हाफ चांस मिले भाई गोल मार दो, बस गोल मार दो और कुछ नहीं. हाफ चांस मिल रहा है, shoot from distance, score a goal, just score a goal against these buggers, because knowing our luck, ऐसे टीम्स के अगेंस्ट they they can make like a comeback whenever, and you never know, like रेफरी का मन हुआ तो वही मैकालिस्टर कर्टिस जोन्स टाइप रेड कार्ड दे देगा किसी को, फिर हम लोग 10 मैन हो जाएंगे, फिर और प्रेशर आएगा, तो फिर मतलब एक तरफ से बस टेंशन नहीं है ना एज ए लिवरपूल फैन.
इंजरी का
रेफरीज आर
डर
ऑल,
अलग.
इंजरी का डर अलग है ऐसे टीम्स के अगेंस्ट. उसके बाद रेफरी डिसीजन देगा नहीं देगा, और फिर उसके बाद क्या कहते हैं, राइवल फैंस की सुनो नहीं, आप तो लिवरपूल हो, लिवरपूल हो, फिर डिसीजन तो देखो भाई कैसे आते हैं भाई, फिर जाके बोलो नहीं क्या बकवास करते रहते हो.
Yeah, the banter, anything. I mean, I've still not been able to make peace with this banter, and the messages that I get from other club supporters, especially Manchester United, when we don't well,
हम्म.
do well. Like the
Yeah.
audacity. मुझे लगता
सही
है,
है.
I will not even reply to people. If you're not a Liverpool supporter, don't expect
Yeah.
me to reply during the
Yeah.
match,
Yeah.
after the match. That's not gonna happen. But, and
मतलब
do you
यार
think?
out
Yes,
of
sorry.
everybody, I think the state in which United is, उनको तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं बोलना चाहिए, लाइक सोचना भी नहीं चाहिए. ठीक है चलो,
Yes.
क्या ही बोले.
क्या ही बोल सकते हैं. They are anyway a
सही
bunch
है.
of walking red flags. That's how I like to like to address Manchester United.
Guys, I'm smelling history here, okay?
It's the truth, guys. You're smelling truth here.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like truth backed with historical facts from Akshata.
Yeah. And you'd see Chelsea helping us um drop some points from Arsenal.
Could happen, could happen, a good chance. Because the thing is with Chelsea now, like they create a lot of chances. Okay? But the sad part is they don't have good finishers. The thing is, because Arsenal is so good defensively, they're so tight defensively. I know for a fact that Palmer will not get those many chances which he
I
usually
don't think
does against.
he's playing. He's not playing tonight.
Oh, he's injured or what?
Yeah, no, he's not playing. I'll just quickly
Oh,
confirm. If anybody can confirm in the chats, but as far as
oh,
I know, he's not. Yeah, it's
crazy.
doubtful.
Oh,
Doubtful.
oof.
I have us. But we are all
Hmm.
going to support Chelsea tonight, guys.
Yeah.
You're not alone. You'll not walk alone tonight. So there are two injuries.
Oh, Gusto is also out. Oh my
So
God.
Arsenal will get the points.
Looks like because Palmer is very influential, very very influential. Like the thing is, uski just dribbling and movement is so good that he can influence play in a lot of ways, in a lot of different ways. Like जैसे जब Coutinho used to play for Liverpool, it was like how he could just dribble past anybody. तो वो वाली फीलिंग आती है पामर को बहुत बारी देख एंड kind of similar stature where Chelsea is right now. Liverpool was at that point of time when Coutinho was here and stuff. So yeah, but again,
यार अनिल थोड़ा पॉजिटिविटी यार. थोड़ा थोड़ा फेथ रख ले.
I feel you, honestly. I feel you.
थोड़ा फेथ, क्या पता हमारी कलेक्टिव मैनिफेस्टेशन हमें जिता दे।
हाँ यार, जैसे सलाह कहता है, विजुअलाइज इट, विजुअलाइज
विजुअलाइज
इट,
उसने
विजुअलाइज
कुछ कुछ राइवल फैंस के एंड मेड अ रील ऑन इट, सो कुछ राइवल
इट.
फैंस के सपोर्टर्स आके उसमें लिखते हैं अच्छा तो मेरिट के अगेंस्ट उसने विजुअलाइज किया था ये, लाइक
Like, did you see Anthony Gordon's interview with Gary Neville?
नो।
Oh, so he also mentioned that he has started this visualization process after reading about it, after he heard it from Salah, and that has also helped him in his performances this season.
A lot of athletes do this. Jocko is
Oh
one
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
absolutely,
like the main
absolutely,
one of
absolutely, yeah,
the
yeah.
strongest manifestors out there, I think. Pure coach. Yes. Guys, thank you so much. Yeah. Ishan, thank you. I think good time for us to wrap
You're
up.
welcome.
Thank you
You're
so much
welcome.
for
Yes,
joining. Thank you for everybody who joined us in the chats and who watched the stream,
yes.
who will
Thank
watch it
you.
later
Thank
on. Yeah. If you
you.
liked it, please share it amongst your groups and with your friends. And yes, Ishan will. Ishan does not have an option now to say no. He will have to keep coming back on this channel. You'll see more of him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you,
Yes.
Ishan.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. And guys, please subscribe, like, and comment.
Thank you. Yes, you are the man, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good night. Have a good night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.